Alright, so in the last video I showed you how to set up these text frames, as InDesign calls them. Now we need to fill them full of text so that we can kind of try out this type, hence the name Type Trials. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to find some text that relates to the topic at hand. In my case, I'm going to use camouflage as an example. You can use something called Fill with Placeholder Text by going to Type, and then of course fill with placeholder text. But the problem with this is that it's not real words. Lorem ipsum filler text is really not going to give us much information. Um, it's nonsensical. Nobody can read it. You can't parse the information. Of course, it would be better than nothing if we didn't even know the topic at hand. But like anything in design, the closer we can get to the final product, the better. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm actually going to bounce on over to Wikipedia, which is where we're going to be drawing the bulk of our text from. And I'm going to highlight the kind of first few paragraphs, press Command C, and then come back over here, and with my cursor in there, I'm going to dump that text in. Excuse me. So now we have some text to work with, and you can certainly do this however you want. I'm going to show you kind of the preferred way, but know that if you just need to kind of change some parameters, at this point in time, you don't need to do it through paragraph styles. You could simply select everything and then just come up here to the type panel, and maybe we will start with Advance, which is one of my favorites. Want to give that a shot. Excuse me again. And you could adjust the point size and maybe the leading. 11/14 might be a little loose. Maybe 13 is more appropriate. It's hard to say, but anyway, that's kind of the point, right? We're going to give that a shot. So I'm going to click OK. And I suppose for the purposes of next Wednesday, this would be totally fine. So at a bare minimum, this is what you should be doing times 10. We can, again, dump this in, select everything. Maybe I'll try this one in Arno regular, and this one maybe I'll go 10/12, which looks a little tiny on my screen, but I would want to print it out. So we could do this, like I said, times 10. We could just keep adding new pages. But there is a different way that is going to give you a little bit of a head start going into the weekend. So I'm going to detail that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up paragraph styles. And you can see that no matter which one I select, they're all ruled by this basic paragraph style. That's fine, assuming you don't want to change anything on any of them. Right now, if I double click on this and I change it to minion at 12/14 and I click OK, it's going to change that one. And if I double click on that one, it's also going to change it to minion. And it's because they're all, like I said, ruled by that same basic paragraph style. Paragraph styles work on the principle that every single paragraph is going to be treated similarly. And in the type world, that's a very good thing. You wouldn't want individual elements of the paragraph to change based on, I don't know, whichever way the wind blows. So you want to treat big chunks of paragraphs similarly. So the easiest way to do that, I'm going to deselect both my text frames, and I'm going to set up a new paragraph style. And this one I'm just going to call Advance. And I'll actually back out. The way I did that was just click down here on Create a New Style. And then I can double click on it to edit it, and it'll pull up this very, very useful options palette. So I'm going to name this Advance. And we'll say 11/14. And I'm going to go in here and select Advance and Regular. And the case is normal. All this information is normal. And right now I'm going to click OK. And now when I click on this, you're going to see it's going to highlight the basic paragraph style, but I'm actually going to click on this one. I'm going to click on advance, and that means that this paragraph style is now being ruled by this particular paragraph style, and if I were to change this paragraph style, nothing would happen to this one. So we've divested the two, which is really, really handy, because as you decide to try more and more things in here, you're going to find that you're going to want that autonomy. So for this one, for instance, I could, for instance, click and hold and drag that on there. It would create a new basic paragraph copy. And I can double click on that. I'll call this one Arno. Arno, regular, we'll do 10 over 12 as I mentioned, and we'll click OK. This little plus here denotes that something has been overridden. So you've changed something outside the paragraph dialog box. If you hold down Option and click on it, it will clear those overrides. If for some reason you made some changes more intuitively using, say, this, you selected everything and decided that 10 over 13 was a more comfortable type size overletting, and you actually wanted to incorporate that, you can also apply you can redefine the style. In this case, I've made changes that aren't applicable, so I'm just going to undo that. But at any rate, that's how you would apply changes that you had made outside of the paragraph style and then want to incorporate into the final paragraph style. Very helpful if you want to kind of maneuver things in a more intuitive fashion, which I would imagine you would like to as you start out. So divesting these two allow you to do some very helpful things that I'll show you in the next video.